Official Detective, dedicated to the men who guard your safety and protect your home, your police department. Official Detective, presented by the Mutual Broadcasting System in cooperation with Official Detective Stories magazine, and starring Craig McDonnell as Detective Lieutenant Dan Britt.
Lieutenant Dan Britt, headquarters. One of the most effective weapons against crime in the hands of society is the police laboratory. A fact that many a criminal forgets.
What time are they coming, Myra?
Around 9.
Near that now.
Sit down, will you, Fred? Relax. You're getting me nervous.
Must be contagious.
What are you worried about?
Myra, maybe we'd better call this off.
Oh, don't be silly.
It's not too late. We could tell them.
No. We made a decision, Fred. When you make a decision, it's better to carry it through.
We might regret it later.
And we might regret it if we back out.
I don't think so.
I do. That's life, a series of regrets. For something you did or something you failed to do. Works either way. Personally, I'd rather regret an act than an omission. I don't like weakness.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Here they are now. I'll get it.
Mrs. Dawson?
Come in, Mr. Monmouth.
Thanks. This is my partner, Lou Curran.
Howdy.
How do you do? My husband, gentlemen. Fred, Mr. Monlin.
How do you do?
And Mr. Gurren.
Howdy.
Sit down.
Thanks.
Well, I guess we better get right down to business.
Sure.
How much, Mr. Monlin?
Me and Lou talked it over a long time.
No doubt. How much, Mr. Monlin?
We figured it from all the angles. Now, this one's not such an easy job. It's risky.
How much, Mr. Monlin?
For a job like this, we figured, $2,000.
$2,000?
That's $2,000.
We understand English. That's rather high, don't you think, Mr. Monlin?
No, I don't think so.
How did you arrive at your price?
Like I said, we figured it from all the angles.
Such as?
Well, such as this. Now, with the insurance you'll get from the place, $2,000's only a small part of it. Now, we work on the percentage idea, fair trade practice, and all that.
What makes you think we're doing it for the insurance?
Look, Mrs. Dawson, I wasn't born yesterday. What other reason do people have for burning down their own business? The insurance. Business isn't so good, and they can't afford to take a loss, so they break even with the insurance. Maybe even make money on the deal.
How about $1,500? Will you settle for that?
$2,000, Mrs. Dawson.
What do you think, Fred?
Rather high.
Well, take it or leave it.
And if we leave it, you're out of a job.
And you'll have to find somebody else.
We might do it ourselves.
Now, Mrs. Dawson, this is a very specialized type of business, believe me. You gotta do it in a professional way. Otherwise, the cops find too much evidence. And you lose the insurance and take an arson rap besides. $2,000.
All right. We'll pay it.
Good.
When do you want it done, baby?
I'll handle it, Lou, please.
Sure.
When do you want it done, Mrs. Dawson?
Sooner the better.
Tonight?
If you can do it, fine.
Sure. We don't need much. We got all our materials. All we'll want is a floor plan of the place.
I can give you that.
Good.
Well, that settles it.
Just one more thing, Mrs. Dawson.
Yes?
The building's empty.
Empty?
I mean people. There's not going to be any people in it.
Of course not.
Night watchman?
We let him go last month. Couldn't afford it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I don't mind burning down buildings, but I ain't no murderer. I don't kill no people.
Don't worry about it. There won't be anybody in it.
Good enough. Now, about the dough.
I suppose you'll want it in advance?
Not all, but at least a deposit, a binder. Fair trade practice. Like I said before.
Watch that flooring there, Frank. Looks pretty much burned out.
Yeah. Place looks like a complete loss.
Yeah, I'll say. Got it completely.
Fire started about 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Didn't get it under control until a little while ago.
You smell anything funny?
Huh?
I said, do you smell anything funny?
Yeah. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, better have a Rodica test made.
Okay. You figuring arson?
Well, there's always a possibility of arson in these cases, Frank. It's best to check patrol.
Watch that wall there, Lieutenant.
Yeah, we'll get that near to it. I wonder how this started.
Adams found something. Piece of electrical cable.
Yeah?
Bad insulation. He figures a short circuit.
Well, where did he find it?
Front office. Right in the place where the fire might have started.
It could be. Well, look, Frank, the fuse box is probably down in the cellar. Check it, will you?
Right.
Right.
How are you getting along, Lieutenant?
Oh, all right, Mrs.
It
Dawson.
looks to me like a complete loss.
Well, you were insured, weren't you?
Yes, certainly.
Do you have any idea how it got started?
Well, we found a piece of bad electrical cable. That might have been the cause. It might not. We're checking every possibility.
You mean Arson?
Well, we're not overlooking that either. Yeah, Frank?
Come down here a minute, will you?
Yeah, I'll be right with you. Excuse me.
Certainly.
Let's get out of here, Fred.
What?
Let's get out of here. I've got to talk to you.
Where to?
1246 West 9th, driver.
Right.
Close the panel, Fred.
Why?
Go on.
Well,
He's a smart one.
who?
That police lieutenant, Britt.
You seem worried.
I am. He's looking for Arson,
Of course he is. They always do.
and I think he might find it. He's smart.
What if he does? You can't prove anything. We were home with guests when the fire started.
I know that, I know. That's not what I'm thinking about.
What are you thinking about?
If he finds evidence of arson, he might start picking up the professionals in that field. They have a file on them. You know that.
You should have thought of that before.
Too late to cry about it now. But we can't afford to have Mullen and his helper picked up, Fred.
You think he'll talk?
I don't know. But we can't chance it.
We'll have to. Nothing we can do about it.
Yes, there is.
What?
Get Mullen out of the way where he can't be picked up, can't talk.
What do you mean?
Are you that thick?
Myra, we can't.
Can't what?
We can't kill them. That's murder.
We started this thing. We've got to finish it.
But killing? No.
Oh, Fred, you make me sick. You've got as much backbone as an amoeba.
I won't have any part of it, Myra.
You'll not only have part of it, you'll help me.
Oh, no. You're wrong there, my dear.
Am I?
Hey, Al,
What?
they got it in the papers.
What?
The fire. Holocaust.
Holocaust?
Yeah. Holocaust destroys leatherworks on South Street. Late last night, a fire of unknown
Origin?
broke out in the Dawson Leatherworks at 45 South Street.
Unknown origin,
Yeah. What does that mean, Al?
huh? Means they don't know how it started.
Well, I left that piece of cable there so they could find it. They must be pretty dumb, those cops.
I'll take it. Hello?
Mr. Monlin?
Yeah, that's right.
Fred Dawson.
Oh?
Will you be in this evening?
Yeah, I'll be here. Why?
That was a very satisfactory bit of work you did last night.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
My wife and I are both very pleased about it.
Uh-huh.
We might have something else for you.
More business?
Yes. That's why we'd like to drop over tonight.
Well, sure, anytime.
We'll see you about 8.
Good.
What's that?
It just goes to show you, Lou, it's quality that counts. You do a good piece of work for a customer, and he comes back again.
What are you talking about?
The Dawsons. They've got another job for us.
Come in, Frank.
Here's the results of the rotocrit test.
Well, let's have a look. Positive, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, from the looks of everything, this and the scene of the fire, I'd say this was a professional job.
Sure looks like it.
Yeah. Now we need are a few suspects.
Larry Marvin?
Larry's on a stretch now. That lets him out.
What about Craven? Firebug Craven.
Possibility. Get a call out.
Then there's Al Monlin. Haven't heard from Al in a long time.
Al, is he in town?
I don't know. I can check on him.
Do that, will you?
Yes, sir.
What time did they say, Al?
8?
I wish they'd hurry up. I ain't had a bite all day. They got good hamburgers in that diner down the street.
Business before pleasure, Lou. We'll wait for them. Maybe this is it. Come in.
Thank you.
Have a seat.
Thanks. This is a nice little place you've got here.
It's cozy. Have a drink? Lou, go see if we got any beer in the icebox.
No, thanks. We're not staying long.
And never mind, Lou.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm glad you liked our little job last night.
Oh, yes. It was very satisfactory.
We aim to please. Well, what's the new caper? Well, you said you had more work for us.
Oh, yes. Show him, Fred.
Myra,
Go ahead.
Yeah. Come on, Mr. Dawson. Hey, what's this? Why the gun?
I'm sorry, Mr. Monlin. We can't take a chance.
Take a chance on what? What are you talking about?
The police. If the police ever found
Oh,
you...
listen, they wouldn't get us.
We wouldn't talk. So help me, we wouldn't talk.
Maybe you wouldn't, but I can't afford the risk.
Listen, give us a chance.
Go ahead, Fred.
No.
Go on.
Myra, I can't. I just can't.
Oh, give me that gun.
Get along.
Well, that time your weak spine almost got us into trouble.
You shouldn't have done it, Myra. You shouldn't have. We'll regret it. We'll live to regret it.
Oh, shut up. Come on, let's get away from here.
Morning, Lieutenant.
Hello, Frank. What'd you get?
On what?
Firebug Craven.
He couldn't have started that fire.
Why not?
He's dead. Died last year in the federal pen.
No, I guess he isn't our man, is he? What about Monlin?
Better. He's in town.
Where?
45 Denver Street.
Get your hat. We'll go see him.
Sandy? Frank Clark. Yeah, 45 Denver Street. A homicide. Yeah, the lieutenant and I just walked in on it. A double. Al Monlin and Lou Gurin. Uh-huh. No, he's out questioning the super. Get it rolling, Sandy, and call the ME for me, will you? Right.
Did you call in, Frank?
I just finished.
Well, what do you think?
Well, I'm no medical examiner. But I'd guess it happened between 8 and 12 last night.
It seems to check.
With what?
What I got from the super and a few neighbors. Shots were heard a little after 8 last night.
Oh, great. Why weren't they reported?
Everybody thought they were backfires.
They always think that, don't they?
Yeah, I guess so. Also, the super happened to be sitting on the front steps a little while before it happened. He saw a cab drive up. 2 people got out. A man and a woman.
Who?
He doesn't know. Didn't see their faces well enough to know if he'd recognize them. But they weren't tenants, he says.
Well, the cabbie might help. What company was it?
He doesn't know that either.
Does he know anything?
Well, after all, Frank, the guy didn't know then there's going to be a double murder in the house. Don't worry about the cab. We'll find it.
Say, Lieutenant, you noticed this smudge on the carpet?
Oh, yes, uh-huh.
Was here when we walked in.
Have the boys cut that section out of the rug. Send it down to the lab.
Think it'll tell us anything?
I hope so.
Here it is.
What?
Lab report.
Oh, on the smudge we found in Monlin's apartment?
Yeah.
Let me see. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I'll say.
What about the cabbie?
Oh, a green cab company, operator name of Herman. Sent Adams down to question him a little while ago.
Get anything?
Adams? Yeah. Cabbie's a good witness, kind I like.
Well, looks like we have a case.
Uh-huh. I just want to check with their bank once more. Then we'll go over.
Will you answer that, dear?
Uh-huh. Well, Lieutenant Britt,
Hello, Dawson.
come in.
We will, thanks. Sergeant Clark.
Yes, we've met.
Hi.
Sit down, won't you?
Your wife here?
Well, yes, she's in the bedroom.
Who is it, Fred? Oh, Lieutenant Britt.
Mrs. Dawson.
Nice to see you again. Found something concerning the fire?
That's right. We're here on business.
Business?
Yeah,
You almost have the look of a man about to make an arrest.
that's right. I am going to make an arrest.
Fred and me? One of us?
Both, I think.
What charge?
2 charges. 1, arson.
You mean the fire at our plant?
Yes. That piece of bad cable was put there where we could see it to throw us off the track, but it didn't work. We examined the fuses, found them all okay, which disproves the theory of a short circuit.
The fire was started with kerosene. We thought we smelled traces of it after the fire was put out, so we had a rotocrit test made.
Rotocrit.
Uh-huh. A red dye. Sprinkle it on the suspected area, let it stand for about 12 hours. If the wood turns red, there's kerosene in it. And there was plenty of kerosene at your place.
All right. Maybe it was arson, but we didn't do it. We were home when the fire started. I've been home all night and...
Sure. Your alibi checks. But you didn't have to start it yourself. You could hire somebody.
Who?
Oh, a professional arsonist. Say somebody like, Al Monlin?
Monlin? I can't say I ever heard of him.
That's where the second charge comes in. Murder.
Murder?
That's what I said. Monlin's dead, along with his pal Lou Gurin.
Oh, stop it, Lieutenant. We never even heard of this man, Monlin, or the other one either. You can't possibly connect us with them.
Oh, but we can.
Really?
Yeah. Number one, we found a smudge on the carpet in Munlin's apartment. Had the lab boys put it through a test. It was soot. Soot and ash that checked were the same at the scene of your fire. Had rhodocrit in it, too, which proves that the person or persons who committed the murder were at the plant after the fire had been put out.
Could have been any number of people.
Maybe, but listen to number two. The super of Monlin's apartment house saw a cab drive up a little while before the shots were heard. We checked with all the cab companies, went through their manifests. When we found the cabbie, he identified you two as the people he picked up here and drove to Monlin's address.
Identified us?
Uh-huh, from pictures.
And number three, we found $2,000 in Monlin's bureau drawer. Checked with your bank, Dawson. They tell us you made a $2,000 withdrawal the day of the fire. I figure to pay off Monlin. Serial numbers check. Number four, the gun. We don't have that yet, but I imagine if we search the apartment, we might come across it. That is, if you haven't ditched it by now.
You'll have to show me a warrant if you want to.
The gun's in the desk, Lieutenant. Second drawer down.
Of all the
What's the
stupid...
difference? Myra, we're beaten. Can't you see that?
Second drawer, Frank.
Right.
You got it?
Yeah, this looks like it.
Tag it. Send it into the lab.
One thing, Lieutenant. I didn't fire the shot. Myra...
You coward, you weak, spineless...
All right. Both of you. You can argue all you want at headquarters. After that, you can argue with the jury. Now, let's go.
You've just heard Official Detective, tense, dramatic stories of criminal investigation starring Craig McDonald as Detective Lieutenant Dan Britt. Official Detective is presented by the Mutual Broadcasting System in cooperation with Official Detective Stories magazine. If you've enjoyed tonight's story, you'll find many more stories of equal appeal in our July issue, now on sale at your newsstand. In our cast this evening, Sergeant Frank Clark was played by Owen Jordan, and Myra was Linda Watkins. Al was played by Joe DeSantis, Fred was Henry Norrell, and Lou was played by Milt Herman. Official Detective is produced and directed by Win Wright. Written by William K. Wells, Jr., with special music by Chet Kingsbury. Jack O'Reilly speaking. All names of persons and places used in this program are fictitious. Any resemblance to names of actual persons, living or dead, is coincidental. Mr. and Mrs. America, maybe he even works at the desk next to yours or even on the machine down the line. Probably makes the same money you do. Yet you know he can afford to send his boy through college, or his daughter. How does he do it? I think the answer's quite simple. You see, he played it rather smart. He started buying United States savings bonds through the well-known payroll savings plan when it first started. So today, of course, he's got more than enough to see that boy or the girl through college. Now, if he or she can do it, well, so can you. So it is up to you. Join the part payment payroll savings plan where you work, or if you're self-employed, simply use the bond-a-month plan where you bank. Now, remember, if you can't participate in a regular plan, simply buy an extra bond right now at any bank or post office. But remember, don't delay. Your own future, your country's future, depends on you. This program came from New York. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.